Hey everybody, it's Donna, and today we're going to talk about the lunar eclipse that's happening. It happened this morning. Let me look at what time. It was 12:44 a.m. on Eastern Standard Time. So it could have happened for you if you're in another country last night. I love eclipses, even though I don't sleep through them. They do disrupt my sleep more than usual, but I love the whole feeling because you can feel that something new is about to start. And so anytime we have something new starting, there's also endings. I was watching through a million of my favorite astrologers, and I was trying to get a sense of what they're all saying, and everyone has their own personalities, and it was just a lot of information. There's a lot going on right now planetarily, and what's the main part for people to take away is what do you do with that energy. So me explaining planets, and I'm not an astrologer, is not the best use of our time together. So I wanted to go through the energy that's happening right now and how to use that. So I'm going to show you 3 cards. This one is full moon in Capricorn, which is what this time is. The end of a rough cycle approaches. It's kind of a pretty picture. And then the full moon always is surrender to the divine, so letting go, purging. And then full moon eclipse conclusions are within reach. So everyone is experiencing, I'm not even going to call it losses, endings of a way we were doing things. I have in my business, and I know so many businesses that have either closed its doors or have restructured in different ways. Even large businesses haven't had their people, most of them haven't had their people going back into the offices unless they're essential or only going in for a few days. So there's a lot that's changing, and is going to continue to change over this COVID-19 time. That being said, it doesn't have to be negative. So what this energy is doing for us right now, and eclipses carry the energy for 6 months. And then we also, on June 28th, which was the day I was supposed to be born, we had Mars go into the sign of Aries, which is its own sign. So what that means, and normally it's in there for 6 weeks, and now it's in there for 6 months. So again, another 6-month period that we have this incredible time change and incredible energy around us. This also has to do with politics. So a lot of these planets have to do with power above and abuse of power and unveiling the truth of abuse of power. And I feel like there's a lot we don't know, which we know that, and things will be revealed that we have the choice of either just complaining about or taking a stance on, and one way is to vote. So a lot of this energy is going to continue over our time to vote in the United States, and this is the time for you to use your power and the power to vote, and just keep that in mind. Overall, on the day-to-day basis, for everyone, this is an amazing time to really think about, and I've been saying this over the course of time and through the last few months, but this is really the time to take advantage of this energy. So this time of coronavirus and having to stay home, it's been a great time to reconnect to the things that actually talk to your heart and not think about outside sources or how people view you or what you're supposed to be doing, and really focus on what it is that you want to be. What did you want to be when you were little? So for me, I wanted to be a teacher when I was little, and I wanted to be on stage. So 2 things I wanted to do. So besides being a veterinarian, until I learned that you had to actually euthanize animals. But, those are things that were important to me, and it's using my voice in ways that I can help people feel better or not feel alone, and all these things that have happened to me in my life that were adverse issues I've resolved, and how can I help other people resolve them, right? So what in your life, watch what's happening and pay attention to what fits, what feels real to you in your heart, and what's making your heart feel really amazing, or what is not feeling really amazing. And I had a friend of mine, I'm always like, if I'm going to make, I want to make so much money because I want to hire her because she's just an amazing artist and I love her and we've worked together. That's how we met. And she said, well, why don't we make a lot of money and not work? And I said, well, the point is that I feel like my work helps people. And she's like, oh, you're right. So that's where I am. So I only give examples of myself because that's my best research is myself. There's going to be a lot of chaos. So whenever there's a big change, and I always use the caterpillar, but it's such a great reference. But when there's a great change happening, it doesn't always feel amazing right away. It's not like, you say you're going on a diet because you want to lose 2 sizes. That's not going to happen over time, and you're going to have some struggle. Your body's going to be withdrawn from the things you're not eating anymore, like sugars and breads and carbs. So you have that in-between stage. That's exactly what we're going through now. So not all changes feel positive at the beginning. So this is where we're at, and I wanted to make this video. I was going to go through all the great learning and all the great resources out there about actually what the planets are doing. But the point is, what do you do with that, right? So you can learn as much as you want about the planets, but how do you use that for your own good? And it's up to you to have a great life. So there's always going to be circumstances that are not perfect. There's always going to be circumstances, even in the times that I thought I can look back and think that was such an amazing time and so much fun with my friends. There was always still challenges. That's just the way it is. So what are some ways that you can integrate the way that the things that have come up for you? So say you haven't painted in a long time. And this time in coronavirus, you're like, wow, I forgot how much I love to paint. And then you paint something small and you're like, wow, I forgot how relaxing it is and how it stems my creativity. And how can you incorporate that now? And again, spirituality. So all of these things with learning the planets and maybe doing your own cards or getting your cards done, whatever it is, doesn't mean you have to do that as a career. It just might mean that you want to bring spirituality into whatever you're working on. So say you even have an office job, maybe spirituality to you is community, and maybe you can think of some ways of having your coworkers and you become more integrated in an energetic way that you're helping and influencing each other to help a better, creative, and powerful work environment. Any environment I was in that was collaborative, that's where I work the best. So I know that. And a lot of people may not be that, but maybe you can still have this collaborative environment where the introverts can do their own thing and just establish it to be respectful of everyone's personalities. But this is a great time for purging and letting go. So I just had my birthday and I do all these I use it almost like a new year, and I focus on all the things in the last year that I really want to purge. So relationships that weren't working for me, areas in my emotions that I felt like I was giving and not getting back. And again, this isn't blaming anyone. This is taking it on myself and taking ownership, which I think is extremely important for anything. And letting that go, recognizing it, letting it go, and then writing a list of all the things that I want to bring in, all the things that I look forward to, the ways that I'm improving myself and improving how I listen and how I communicate and whatever it is on my list. So full moons are great for I love following the moons, new moons and full moons. Full moons are great for purging. So think about all the things that, even letting go of anxiety and being so focused on the way it should be. What's happening right now is, say you've been working in an office, you have this specific job that's gone a certain way for years. It's not going to be like that anymore. So you can either have control over creating what you want to bring in, or you can be stressed, full of fear, full of anxiety, pushing to go back to the old way of doing things, which doesn't exist anymore. So this is your chance to feel the power of having the control over your own life, feel the power of having the circumstances, and taking ownership. If you're in a blame state where you're going to blame this person or blame that person, or this person should have helped you, or that person, you're not going to go anywhere. You're going to just stay in that state and you're going to attract more of it. one huge thing that I know for the next 6 months, the rest of this year, basically, the rest of 2020, is going to be about how powerful we all are at manifesting. So if you think something, you're bringing more of that to it because you're bringing your energy. And then say a bill comes in and you're worried about finances. The bill comes in, you're scared, you're overwhelmed with emotion. That's going to attract more of that emotion. So stopping yourself, if I feel like I get like that, like an unexpected bill, because I've had like home repairs and stuff, I will tap. So EFT tapping, and that helps me just ground and center, and it could be just 5 minutes. But maybe you go into breath work, or maybe you take a walk, or maybe you think of all the different things that make you really happy and shift that energy so that you bring in the new and bring in the positive. This happens all the time. I'm an overthinker. I'm an extrovert. I've been in my house. So I have had to find ways to still be an extrovert in this space, and how to stay really positive because I am an overthinker. And I really just believe, this is meant to happen to give us a huge wake-up call to work in a way going forward that is all of us working from our heart center. And that's always a choice. So you can, as I said, you can stay in the state of fear, but if you're really working through your heart center and even giving it up to, if you believe in God or the universe, saying, show me what this looks like. Help me. Show me today. I'm only taking today. Just show me. Let me stay out of my own way and show me what I'm meant to do. Just show me what I'm meant to do today. How do I get through today? How do I help my loved ones? How do I help everyone around me? How do I stay grounded? And I've been integrating new ways that I'm getting grounded, because sometimes the old ways don't always work some days. Some days are harder than others, or some days are different, and the energy's different, and I'm different. So I'm integrating new with the old. So this is positive. It may not feel positive right now, and it is scary. And if you don't deal well with change, I'm sure you're having such a hard time with this. But please stay positive. Please make a list of all the things that just make you get into a positive mood right away, and try to integrate those things as many times as you can. You can always reach out to me and have a session, and I can help you go through exactly what's going on in your life and steps forward. But there are a lot of ways to do it on your own, and try to focus on the positive. And every time you do have a negative thought, say a bill comes in, you have that rush of emotion that's fear. And that's also how I was brought up. We were, as a single family household, a single parent, and the bills were stressful. So it doesn't matter what's going on in my life, even if I have the money in the bank to pay it, I always feel stressed out. And you have to break those patterns yourself. It's not up to anyone else, and you can't place blame on anyone. It's all about you taking ownership of your place, because everything you attract in your life is you attracting it, everything that's happening. So good, bad, and ugly, you need to take ownership and reverse that energy and bring in what you do want to receive. So I believe this is a really great time for all of us, and I hope that you can find ways to help yourself. Again, you can always reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help. And there's lots of specials right now, and I'll put in the link below all the links, different ways to connect to me, but also how to reach out to me for a session. Hopefully this is helpful, and I will have some new videos coming up on different ways that I like to stay positive or try to neutralize energy when it gets too heavy. Have a great day, and I hope this was helpful, and enjoy the next 6 months. Yay!